You know, I have a lot of pity for sports athletes, and that just stems from the truth of the matter that, I feel like sports is very underappreciated, athletes in particular, and just sports as a whole. Not many people actually do sports, so it's quite ironic how the people who tend to critique these sports athletes are most definitely people who work in 9 to 5s. Now, there's nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5 so long as you enjoy the career that you're pursuing. But the vast majority of people work in 9 to 5s, and I can only speak from the British culture here. I mean, I live in England, London City, the capital in particular. The vast majority of the people, they're extremely fat, they're drinking alcohol, beer every night, sitting down on the couch, disgruntled, swearing at people on the internet. And I'm primarily talking about athletes who, and they had another perspective. They come back from their they come back from their hell of a job, which they don't even enjoy. Then they have the audacity to go onto TV, primarily Twitter, shun the people who are actually living their dream lives. Because yes, everyone has, their setbacks, their downfalls in whatever career they pursue. It's just unfortunate that these athletes, they're on the public eye 24/7 and they kind of have to perform the best. I'd even go as far to say the fans, and I'm primarily talking about football, but this can be general, any sport really. They're really fake, and if you wanted to know the definition of a fake friend, and just having that analogy in actual form, they'll be a perfect example. And what I mean by that is, whenever their team, or let's say fighter, let's put boxing references also because I'm quite fond of boxing, it's actually my favorite sport. Whenever their fighter wins a fight, they're on their dick, always praising them, hyping up all over social media. The moment they take a loss, everyone's shunning them. I made a video, I think it was back in 2023, and I spoke about the worst type of people in the world. It was quite bright in terms of thumbnail, so it should be quite easy to find. This was before I was using grayscale mode, right? And essentially I was talking about a boxing match, Terence Crawford and what's his name? Errol Spence. And it was a very one-sided fight with Crawford being the victor. And then I saw a lot of hate. The same thing applies now, and I'm going to also use another boxing reference. Last September, I remember when the Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois fight for the IBF Heavyweight Championship clash was about to happen. A lot of people were making fun of Daniel Dubois about the way he speaks, him being shy, not speaking much. I think Daniel Dubois is a great guy. Yes, he doesn't speak much, he may not be the most confident on camera, but I believe he is growing to it for sure. He's just about the business, man. You don't learn the trust talk. He's about the fists, and I respect that. I commend that. You need to get to the bag, man. Set your family up for generations. And his career is allowing him to do that. He's doing something he loves and enjoys. He's been doing it since he was 7 years old. That's worthy of praise. He's actually pursuing a passion he enjoys. And I find it funny because the people on the internet, they're probably doing fuck all with their lives. And yes, I did prefer not to swear for once in my videos, but I feel like this one was needed. And they spoke so much shit about him. I saw it all over the internet, comments, and everyone was gassing up Anthony Joshua, to which I do also like. I'm a fan of Anthony Joshua also, shout out to him. He was a top man in handling his loss. But yeah, everyone was gassing him up, and then the fight happened a few months later. And then Daniel Dubois, as we know, did a demolition job. And then he was getting praised on the internet again, to which he should, as he should. But I just find it funny because it was the same people who were talking shit. And to really know how fake social media is and just how fake and disgusting people can be in general, I looked at the criticism Anthony Joshua was getting under the Zone YouTube videos. I was just reading the comments. Everyone was talking shit about Anthony Joshua because he lost. Yes, it may have been one of his worst performances, but give the guy credit. I mean, in real life, imagine standing next to Anthony Joshua in real life. Average person's 5'9", nothing wrong with being 5'9", I'm 5'9". He's 6'6" and 250 pounds. And I guarantee the things he said on the internet about him, you would not dare say it to his face. Let me give you a quote from Mike Tyson, and it's so true. Social media has deluded everyone into thinking they can say whatever they want without getting punched in the face for it. I know I paraphrased it, but it links something along the lines of that, and it just what I just said in general, though, I've been saying for the past few minutes, just really goes to show how fake and disgusting people are. It's miserable, man. I remember back in 2021 when I was watching the Euros in England. Now, I'm not even a football fan myself, honestly, but you know, when someone hypes it up so much to such a degree, my family was watching it all the time. Well, not all the time, but the Euros, everyone was talking about it at the time. So this was about 4 years ago, some period in the summer. You know, they had a competition. They were in the Euro tournament. I believe they were playing against Italy, and there were 3 black people. I believe one of them was Sancho, Marcus Rashford, and Bukayo Saka. And I believe it was Saka who was scoring. He missed the goal. Bearing in mind, Saka was 19 years old at the time. He's my age. He was my age. And it really puts things into perspective. It's like, holy shit. Imagine being 19 years old. You have the whole world watching you. You have a massive crowd. God knows how many people are surrounding you to watch that game in real life. Like, literally in front of you. I can only imagine the pressure that, you know, goes into the athlete's mind. And it's no wonder Saka missed. And that's not even to shame Saka. It gets like that sometimes. The nerves can get to you. The nerves can get to you. And I was using Twitter at the time. I don't use Twitter anymore. I don't use Twitter. It's a really toxic app. But, you know, I went on to social media. When I was using Twitter, a lot of criticisms, primarily racist jokes. I just found it extremely disgusting. Fighters are to be respected. Do you know how rare it is to see someone work out now? Yes, assuming you're watching these type of videos, I'd assume you're someone who, you know, prefers to prioritize their life, set your life in a certain way where you're just living a great, cool life, right? And fitness should be a mandatory to implement in your life. It doesn't matter what type of sport or training. Get fit. That should be a sedu, you know. And yeah, and the grand scheme of things, walk around your city, very hard to see in shape men, very few in shape men. And I just find it very ironic because the exact same people on the internet, they are the people who don't work out and they still talk shit. But you're not seeing their shitty physiques when you're seeing it on the internet. You're just seeing words in comments. And it's what I just told you now, where it should be all the more reason why you shouldn't let the hate get to you, because you will never see someone doing better than you hating on you. If they are, they're just scared of your potential. I mean, it is when they're below you also, but vice versa, them being above you, for them to talk so bad and, you know, look down upon you, talk you down when they're above you, it just goes to show they fear your potential. They see the vision that you could potentially surpass them, and they try downplaying you in the race. It sucks, man. It's disgusting. Especially considering everything these sports athletes go through, mentally, physically. Getting up in those rainy days, going for a run, getting their stamina up for the games to come. Even those days when they don't want to do it. It's the guy that trains on Christmas Day. It's the guy that has to make sacrifices in, you know, special occasions. Sometimes it'd be the birth of their child and they still have to, you know, put their work as a priority, their career in terms of, you know, sports. Boxing Day. It's the guy that trains right after Boxing Day. The guy that's up right after New Year's. He doesn't celebrate New Year's because he has a fight or a football event going on. And I just feel like sports athletes are really underappreciated, and it saddens me. I used to be one of those dickheads on the internet that, you know, often talk shit and look down upon athletes. I'm primarily talking about boxing here because, you know, as I told you, I quite like boxing. It's my favourite sport in the world. I'd always laugh, talk shit about people when they get knocked out. This is before I was, you know, mentally and emotionally mature to real. Fuck! Moving on. You know what I'm talking about. To realise the hardship. And it wasn't until the year 2023 when I actually had my first sparring session with one of my good friends. And I got punched in the face the first time with 10-ounce gloves. And I finally understood the pain these fighters go through. Humbled. That builds character. And now I'm not a dickhead anymore, so I'm grateful for that. And I got my shit rocked and beat up. Not rocked, but I got schooled. Humbles you. And what I'd say to those type of people who love to hate on, you know, other people being successful on the internet, don't give out what you can't dish. In other words, if you can't do what they're doing, if you can't take the pain they're taking, you're in no position to criticize them. Not everyone can have an opinion, but I mean criticism in the sense of destructive criticisms, things that isn't needed. It's uncalled for. And I believe we all need to grow up and grow some balls. I worry for this generation, I really do. Sickens me sometimes. Sickens me. We need to mature, we need to level up. Because nothing is easy. I know it may look easy on camera. It's really not. It's fucking hard. It's hard as fuck. But you won't know until you do it yourself. And if you do want to talk shit, you can. I mean, I don't recommend you do so. I'd never tell someone to do something they don't want to do. But before you talk bad about the habits they're pursuing, you try get in the ring first. Get in the football stadium in front of, 90,000 people. You do it first. Then come criticize. We need to grow up. This is pathetic.